A client met his banker to discuss opening a restaurant in a busy airport. In us, he found a partner that understood the importance of reaching for the sky. First Horizon Bank. Let's find a way. Go to firsthorizon.com/Mac.
This is Conversate with Us with Chris Donovan and Evelyn Rivas.
Hey, welcome to another episode of Conversate with Us. Hey.
Did you just stutter when you said Conversate with Us? Do you pause when you say Conversate?
Well, because I want people to know what it is.
Oh, I didn't know we're supposed to do that. I've been doing it wrong the whole time.
What do you say?
Conversate with Us. I don't pause.
Conversate with Us. Yeah, you could say that, but I feel like it sounds like seat. When I say it, it's Conversate with Us because I want people to understand it's conversing, it's eating, but it's conversate, not conversate.
Yes.
That's where it all came from.
I know.
Because conversate is not a real word, conversate, but it does.
When you stutter or you like,
ATE.
or not stutter, but when you take that pause in there, it really throws me off.
Do you say I have a speech impediment?
No, I didn't say you were like fat. Come on.
No, I didn't.
Oh.
Now, are you calling me fat?
That's usually what you say. I was listening. All right, welcome to the show.
As I sit on a balance ball, exercise ball right now.
The only thing good about that is I could barely tap her and she'd fall backwards if I really felt threatened.
Like if he says another fat joke, then I'll definitely smack him, and then he'd push me really quickly, and I'd fall right over and probably hit my head on the wall because
probably fall on Zoe and
I might hurt my dog.
Not in well.
Oh, she's full. Like we can do a full-on loud show next to Zoe, our dog, and she will never know because she is so deaf.
She is. She's old.
She is laying right next to us, fast asleep. Like could not even care. Oh, I feel kind of bad. Like I could roll right over her tail right now.
Is she breathing?
Don't, Chris. She's alive.
Oh yeah, she just burped.
She's alive.
You're looking. You're so dumb.
You got me scared. I'm like, why is she laying here? Oh my God, I don't know. I'm not used to her laying right here.
Okay, well, I guess we should intro the show. My name is Chris Donovan, and this is my beautiful, lovely, amazing,
fat,
talented wife, Evelyn Rivas.
Yes.
Like Chuck E. Cheese's.
Evelyn E. Rivas. Yes.
How are you guys doing? Sorry, it's been a couple weeks since we've done the show, but again, 5 days a week working, 5 days a week being teachers, and 5 days a week not trying to pull my hair out now that I have a bunch of it.
And we had a kid's birthday, and like there was a whole bunch of stuff going on in between. So yes.
So we're getting back into it.
Trying hard, I promise.
Yeah. Because Evelyn's broadcasting live out of the house every day, so the studio's tied up till noon or 1 every day.
Right. So we're not doing the. Yeah. You're right. So
by the time she gets off the air, she's drained, and I'm like, kids.
But even then, like before I would get home, you had done your work while I was at work. So now we have staggered shifts.
Yes,
so
we do.
I could get my work done at 1 by 1, and then now you're on the computer working in the studio.
Yep. So
you're podcasting, and then it's like by the time we're both done, shoot, I'm drunk.
I'm drunk.
I'm just kidding.
I'm drunk before I start.
No, by the time you're done, I'm sleepy. Like I'm like.
I know.
I just want to take a nap.
And that's another reason I've always said to Evelyn that we're going to do this podcast because we want to, not because we feel like we have to.
Right.
And that stinks because we really want to give you guys something as
week,
much as possible.
We can, yeah.
But if it's going to take out of her sleep or if it's going to test our sanity.
Oh, I feel bad saying that. It's not that I'm
saying...
sleeping. It's just not. It's just weird. You guys have to understand, like doing a show all the time and having to be on, and they extended our hours, so we go all the way. We go 6 hours now on the air.
And 6 days a week.
It's crazy. Well, I mean, I guess it's not 6 hours. Is it? Yeah, it's 6 hours. It is 6 hours. Mm-hmm. I just didn't even think because I was just doing it.
It's Common Core math, people.
It's no, that's what you have to force that on us. That's what you're gonna get from me.
All right. It's been kind of crazy, and we're happy we're here.
I'm so happy to do the show. I was like, I looked right in his eye after I just got off the air and I looked at him. I was like, are we doing the show? Because if we're going to, we're doing it right now while I have energy. Let's go.
And it's funny because it's not even after she got the show. It's after she got the show and had a doctor's appointment through the computer.
Yes.
And then had to voice a bunch of stuff. So it's been a little bit longer than that. So, kudos to you. Thank you, wife.
No, of course. So let's get into the right now, and I'll explain
No. Let's talk about the ceviche first.
Oh, I messed that up.
Yeah, no, it's fine. This is the stuff that you made. It's amazing.
Yes. Okay. So happy Cinco de Drinko.
By the way, I'm drinking my beer.
And he got me a beer so we could feel like we're celebrating. Ding.
Cheers.
Cinco de Mayo.
Or sorry, salud. My Mexican heritage would really be mad at me.
Well, you're Mexican now in this family. You're more Mexican than you were anything else before.
There is the majority. I am the minority inside of this minority household.
Yes, it's true. Very true.
But ceviche, it's got shrimp in it. It's got avocado, cucumber. Oh my God, you just tell
Okay,
me.
let me talk. So anyway, we always start with a recipe that we just made or ate or whatever because we just like eating. God, we like eating.
It's a perfect summer food too. To by the pool, cup of ceviche.
So I have to say, first and foremost, if you live in Southern California and you're listening, you know that, God, it's been so hot. Like spring came. It was weird. We had this really big, wet spring.
Yeah, Seattle showed up for about a month and a half, 2 months.
Right,
Yep.
right. And then now it's still spring, but then it skipped over the really beautiful days of spring.
Yeah, it went past the, oh, look, our tree has leaves to, oh, look, our tree's leaves are wilted because it's so hot.
We didn't even get like a couple weeks of like 70s.
No, we're going to go straight into bugs. That's what stinks. We're going 0 to 60 to bugs,
It's weird. Today is going to be 98 degrees, like literally 98 degrees. And I think even last week, the coolest day of the week was 80 something.
Yeah, like 80,
So,
86 or 85.
I'm not complaining because
This is awesome, but it is hot. So the air conditioners are going to start like instantly. So that's going to start breaking everywhere.
I know. And I literally told him this morning, I was like, babe, did we get our air serviced? Because it was made in 83. I don't know.
I think it might have been made before that. Just that's when the house was built. Shoot. I mean, looking at that
Right.
unit. But yeah, and we have the air conditioner off right now so we can record this because it's noisy.
Yeah.
And it's off all morning. So, but yeah, it's been hot.
So it's been hot. And again, like when you first started this whole thing, it was wet, 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 and then it went to instantly hot. So we had our first hot weekend, and I'm like dying. As soon as it gets hot, the first thing I think of is ceviche. I don't know what it is.
It's
And
the avocados and it's the citrus and it's the shrimp, the lightness of it. Like the shrimp is so light and fluffy.
It doesn't feel like a heavy food. You're right. It doesn't feel like one of those foods where you eat it and you're like, oh, I can't swim, or I can't be in my bathing suit, or I can't be out in the hot heat. It's a cold food. We always make sure it's really freaking cold. Like I put ice underneath it when we take it outside to make sure it stays really, really cold. So, and the kids love it. And that's the one thing. It's kind of hard to get us all to agree on a food. We have very different foods in our family that we like.
Yes.
My daughter especially, our oldest daughter is, oh God, that girl is so picky. She won't eat
Yeah, it's
meat.
actually there's what is there? There's meat eaters, vegetarians, vegans, and
pescatarians and picky.
And picky, and she's picky.
She's picky, but picky pescatarian.
Unless it's in and out.
She's picky pescatarian vegan. Because she'll eat all
Again, picky. Picky is the new term.
Yes,
Anyway.
you're right.
Until she starts buying her own, she's going to be picky.
Okay, fair.
But the ceviche is really good. And for the people, we try it a little differently. I add a little tapatio to it.
Right.
Because I like a little kick to it. And then we use like the tostada shells. It's a different, oh God, it's just so good. And then the salt, oh.
Okay, so let me tell you.
Sorry.
So when we make it, we've talked about this many, many times. I'm not a very salty. I love salt.
She assaults me all the time.
I am a regular assaulter. I don't like spicy. So the Latina in me is supposed to like it, right? So I know that with a good ceviche, you're supposed to put like jalapenos and stuff in there, but I don't make it that way.
I got catfished. Keep going.
I apologize. He's like, yay, I got with a Latina. She's so gonna like making me hot food. And no, you just got a hot wife.
I do have a very hot wife.
I'm too hot for cooking.
Caliente.
So the kids don't really like spicy either, except for maybe our oldest. And now our littlest is kind of starting to get into a little bit of spice.
Yes, I'm so excited because we opened up some of Grandma's taco sauce from Washington State.
Washington.
And Cassie started eating it with the chips, and I was like, okay, cool, I'll see how this goes. And she didn't stop, and she kept eating more. And then she put it on her bean and cheese burrito.
Oh my God.
And then she put it on her breakfast burrito, and I'm like, oh my God, I got little me eating some salsa.
Both you and the girls.
Yeah.
Both girls like it. So anyway, so I don't make it spicy, but I always put things out so that you can add the spicy if you want to it. Okay.
Yeah.
So I make it basic, and I don't want to say this and stereotype, but I had to learn it from Google. I Googled a good shrimp ceviche.
Yeah.
And I had to find myself a recipe, but I altered it a little bit. But basically, it's shrimp, it's avocado,
From Mexico.
it's a whole bunch of cilantro. It's lemon juice. If you can get it fresh squeezed, go you. If not, get some lemon juice you can get. Yeah, it's super good.
That might be one of the reasons ours is so good because it's lemon.
We have lemons grow back here, and our lemons are really good. But either way, I've used Stater Brothers lemons. It's not lemon juice. Mm-hmm. So you get those. You get I put cucumbers now in it. Obviously tomatoes.
So good. And the Roma tomatoes too, right? The ones that are like a little more red.
I use Roma tomatoes, an onion, a white onion. I don't like onion, but I always put a white onion in there, and I can never taste it anyway once you do all the lemon juice and all that stuff.
Why not a Mexican onion?
I don't think they make Mexican onions. I don't know. Is there a Mexican onion?
No, it's a white onion. I was asking.
It's just white onion and red onion and purple onion. I don't know.
Colors, not races. Oh, okay, keep going.
I think so.
Okay.
And so you put all of those ingredients together, and I'm certain I am missing something. Oh
yeah, but yes, you can post it online.
Put all those things together, mix them all up really good. I always chop up the shrimp really well, and then I get everything in there, and it's nice and yummy and mixed. And I add 2 ingredients, and I mix them together. And those 2 ingredients are ketchup
and love.
Okay, 3 ingredients. There was lots of love the whole time. That's a dollop of love.
I was like a tablespoon, but whatever.
No, it's a dollop. It's a solid, big old dollop.
Is that like when the spatula's got a glob on the side of it and you just kind of...
Yeah, you call it a glob. I call it a dollop.
I didn't know there were words for it.
Anyway, all right. So you get some Worcestershire sauce. Worcestershire sauce and ketchup. And you mix it together.
And it's the best sauce.
It's 1-to-1. You mix it. And you pour that bad boy in there, and you put a little salt and pepper, and you mix it. And sometimes you find out that you need to add a little bit more salt or a little bit more Worcestershire with the ketchup, and sometimes it seasons it a little bit. Some people don't put Worcestershire in it. Mm-hmm. Some people don't do ketchup.
No, some people don't because of sugar.
I do.
No, it's amazing. I love it so much. Okay, so question for you. Do you ever pour beer or the booze that you're drinking into the food you're cooking?
No. I mean, I've done wine.
Yeah, that's
yeah, but not in this.
Not now. Okay.
It doesn't cook.
That was why I was asking because
it doesn't cook off.
I was gonna say, well, it's just fine.
No, it's not good
because you
for
don't
our
cook
kids.
it off. You don't cook it off in a meal that you don't cook. But when I'm barbecuing, or even the other night when I made the rice with the steaks, I poured a little bit of beer in there, and I feel like
the
it
rice?
just because it simmers for a long time.
No
right?
wonder we hated it.
No, you hate it because it's spicy.
I'm just teasing.
You hate it because it was the Serrano chilies.
It was so hot.
It was the Serrano's, the Rotello that I had.
You put Rotello or something else in it.
Yeah, but I figured it would have cooked off, but it didn't. The beer did.
No, I mean, like for meats, I get it and all that stuff or whatever. Anything you're cooking in, like fragrant, using the fragrance and all that. I've done that before.
Chicken, if I'm cooking chicken, or even if I'm on the stove with the little pan. I'll put a little bit of it's really good.
Oh no, I get that. A wine, but not beer. Well, beer for meats. I've seen that.
Wine
before.
for sauces.
Yeah.
Wow, we're already like 10 minutes in, and all we've talked about is food.
Anyway, we're very hungry. I haven't eaten breakfast.
I know, I am starving.
And it's late in the afternoon.
It's Cinco de Mayo, and it's Taco Tuesday.
And I've only drank a beer and did not eat food. And that's probably...
That is not true.
Did I eat?
No, you had a shot of Jameson.
Oh, shit.
Here, I'll mark that just in case I want to delete it.
Oh, shoot.
Okay, so let's finish so we can have tacos and ceviche. And let's get into right now.
Right now.
So my right now is I just got off the air earlier today, and it is all about my probably one of the most fun Zoom meetings I've been on so far.
Oh yeah. That was a really fun
one. And you were
one.
on it too.
Yeah.
So every day, my fun little radio station has been trying to be as inventive as possible, because we are working from home and we're a little disconnected.
Skeleton crew too.
Skeleton crew.
I mean, radio stations in small markets are already a skeleton crew, and I'm not saying San Bernardino Riverside's a small market, but I'm saying it's a market that's not LA.
Right.
Or New York, where they have huge teams.
Right.
So they're already running kind of thin. Now,
everyone's running.
Now you're running super thin. Like you've only got 2 or 3 people in the building a day, maybe.
Yeah.
So
it's so skeletal. It's sad. And so no one's in the station except for a couple people. And I really think those 2 people that go in just are escaping their families. But otherwise,
seriously.
Otherwise, everyone is working from home generally. And we've been doing our whole morning show with the last hour of our morning show extended an extra hour from 10 to 11. And that hour is dedicated to being in a Zoom meeting with as many listeners as want to join us.
Yep.
Every day a new Zoom ID, which is kind of the tough part because you can't just keep spreading it. You have to do a new one every day.
You do because...
Or you get Zoom bombed.
Or you change the password every day, but still that's really difficult to do. You still have to spread the word.
No.
It's so much fun, though, because everybody gets in there. My wife's in here in the studio. She's on Zooming with everyone, and I'm in the garage Zooming with everyone. And our kids are popping in and out of our screens because they're doing home studies, asking questions.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
They'll come to the garage and ask me a math question. They'll come over here and ask Mom something else about something, and then they'll go back, and it's just so funny. It's fun. It's just like it turns that last hour into a party.
Yeah, it really does. And we've all enjoyed it. And like my partner, ODM, his son will jump in and out.
Yeah, Elijah.
He's so cute. And like, it's so cute to see everyone's kids, or, and our listeners will have their kids running in and out. And
so who's on today?
Generally, it's family friendly.
Mostly.
Generally, it's family friendly.
Unless somebody comes on today.
Unless somebody comes on and it's just silly. And today, and it wasn't that it wasn't family friendly, because he's definitely a dad and he's doing homeschooling and stuff, but he wasn't right now. This morning we had Baby Bash join us for Cinco de Mayo, and it was fun. It was a lot of fun. And he's always one of these guys that's been near and dear to our radio station's heart. He's been, God, I think I've met him 1,000 times. He's been in our station. He's become a station family member. Done a lot of our events, met lots of our listeners. He's just a really, what a wonderful guy.
Yeah.
Really wonderful guy. He's very personable. And when you get him in a room, he's not like a superstar kind of guy where you can't talk to him. He's not that guy that wears the sunglasses and you can't see him. If he's wearing sunglasses, he's just high. And you can definitely talk to him.
You can. And the fun thing is he's like, so what are we doing in here? Let's play a game. And he started the game.
Like right away. But no, first of all, he made sure he rolled a blunt. Okay, and then he got it, or at least a joint. And then he was like ready to go. Once he got that going, he was like, he was late to our Zoom meeting, first and foremost.
Why.
Because
he was rolling up the first one.
No, he wasn't. He even said the reason he was late was because he was homeschooling his kids.
Yeah.
They were on a Zoom call with that. Then he left to the garage to join us. He joined us late. Not late, but like 10:30 late, because, we usually go in a whole hour. Mm-hmm. And then he's, smoked one up, and then we started games, and it was hilarious.
It was fun. We played the game like it's like a name a Bobby. So we went around the Zoom room, and everybody had a name of Bobby. If you couldn't name one, you were out.
Yeah. And then we just changed the names and stuff like that. Frank. Yeah. Oh, see, now I missed that because here's what happened. So we were...
Tonight in Arkansas, there's a mother tucking in her daughter and turning off the light. A business owner's burning the midnight oil. An at-home dinner date is plating up possibility. And it's all happening under one roof. How? The power of a conversation, like the one John from Integrity Solutions had with First Horizon Bank about his vision for a sustainable mixed-use building. Now it's not just words, it's life. First Horizon Bank. Let's find a way. Go to firsthorizon.com/John. First Horizon Bank, member FDIC.
Lucky Land Casino, asking people, what's the weirdest place you've gotten lucky?
Lucky? In line at the deli, I guess?
Aha, in my dentist's office. More than once, actually.
Do I have to say?
Yes, you do.
In the car before my kids' PTA meeting.
Really?
Yes.
Excuse me, what's the weirdest place you've gotten lucky?
I never win and tell.
Well, there you have it. You can get lucky anywhere, playing at LuckyLandSlots.com. Play for free right now. Are you feeling lucky? No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+. Terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
Doing this game, my husband's in there. Okay, we're all just like a random group of people having fun. The show ends at 11. I stayed in there, and I forgot I had my pain management doctor.
Yeah, she had a doctor's appointment via computer.
Yeah, and my telemedicine appointment.
She didn't want to add the doctor to the Zoom meeting because that would be uncomfortable for everyone else. So we decided not to.
My pain management doctor would have loved that meeting. Actually, I don't know how I could have added him because he is one of the coolest doctors I have. He is literally one of my favorite people.
He would have been like, yeah, no, just get some of what Baby Bash has. That'll manage all your pain. Sorry, she took a drink halfway through. She almost spit it out.
No, it's true. And I bet if I had said it, he'd have been like, well, what are you trying? Are you doing some CBD? No, he would have said so. He's just a really good guy.
Well, I mean,
half of my appointment was him talking about his son. I mean, like we sit there and like.
I saw you guys hitting on each other. It's fine.
No, he's very cool about it. I feel like I know his whole family now.
Of course you do.
He's told me his whole
It's your side piece. That's your side family. We don't even know about them.
Yeah, it's a doctor.
We don't even know. I know, right? Look at her. She looked at me like, it was better than you. It's a doctor.
It's a doctor.
It's a guy that went to school for a long time.
No.
Can he build a radio studio in his house?
He cannot.
That's right. Now get into my right now.
All right. That's right. What's your right now, stupid?
I love you. My right now is I'm very happy that I'm launching another podcast this week with a company by the name of Zozo Go. The CEO, Michael Dunn, hit me up. Mike, really cool guy. Started working with him over a month ago, and he's been at home doing things online and wanted to start a podcast, and he launches this week with Winning in Asia.
I got to tell you, so
Very
if
cool.
you don't know what Chris is up to all the time, he launches podcasts left and right. He's always working with new clients, and this is one that was very cool. Like this one, I did not see coming.
Me either, and it was a referral from my podcast buddy Eric.
That's cool.
I know.
I have heard some of the show before it launched and was very impressed with who the guy was talking to. Mike was talking to a lot of really interesting people. This is what's really neat about what we do. You don't know what direction it's going to go.
No, you don't know what topic. You don't know what theme. You don't even know what audience.
Yeah. So it's like whoever, there's so many.
Aiden just took a dump.
What was that? I saw
Aiden go in the bathroom, but I think he might have just fallen in.
Aiden, are you okay? Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
we heard a noise. We thought you might have fallen in.
Come here, Aiden. Did you fall in the toilet?
No.
What happened? I heard a crash.
I was just in the bathroom.
Did you wash your hands?
Yes, I did.
With soap?
Ew, they're wet. Yes, they're wet.
Did you dry them off?
Yes.
Apparently not.
Okay, coronavirus. Coronavirus.
Now back to your regularly scheduled programming.
Anyway, you've been launching so many different podcasts, and it's so neat that it's all been referral. It's all been referral, and you just never know what type. And we've got now at this point, you've launched so many, an educational one, like a
autonomous electric car podcast about companies in Asia.
You got music, you got us, crazy, weird, family-friendly
video games.
conversations. You don't know what a gaming podcast, something about revealing. There's so many different ones out there. It's neat. This one's
cool.
really excited about this one for you because I feel like this guy is, you never know what they want, and it's always about the person.
Yes. And the funny thing is
that wants to do this.
Correct. Sorry to interrupt. Not the funny thing, but the thing is obviously we've done all this, telecommunication wise.
Yeah,
so
no
I've never met
person.
him. No, we've Skyped and Zoomed and stuff because we've recorded interviews and we've talked about things and set everything up, but never met in person. So I'm kind of excited down the road when we get to, because he's based currently in San Diego because that's where his family was before all this went down, and now he stayed there.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I'm really excited about it. It's called Winning in Asia. The host is Michael J. Dunn. Mike. It's about electric cars and companies being successful over in Asia.
And some of the first interviews are with some pretty incredible people, like big names.
So Zozo Go
in the car company and the car business.
And you don't even just check it out. I was really excited because I created the logo and everything for the show. So I'm really, really stoked.
Yeah, we're as creative people, it's really neat to see something from the ground launch up. And by the way, I'll just go ahead and use this as a plug. If you would like to launch your podcast, this is a great time to do that.
This is funner.com. You can go up there and see all of the stuff that we're working on currently and then some, and reach out to us.
And the reason being, if you know something, if you know somebody would like to hear what you got to say, why not?
Yeah.
Launch it right now.
Put it out there and it stays forever as long as you want it there.
Yeah.
It could make you money in 20 years. You don't know.
You just don't know.
You don't know.
That's the
Who knows where the world is going to go. In 6 months, we have another breakout where we're stuck at home. Hit me up.
Who freaking knew this was going to happen? Not a damn one of us.
Not at all.
Okay, maybe Bill Gates. But otherwise.
Well, that one guy that.
The pandemic people.
Yeah. We want to talk briefly about quarantine life.
Yeah.
And more specific parades. Parades and drive-bys, which bring on a whole new name. Every time I'm like, hey, guys, let's go do a drive-by, I'm like, wow, I feel like
That's
back
weird.
in the 90s.
That's not what I meant.
I didn't mean that at all. I mean, get a poster, draw something colorful on it, and we'll wave and scream at people happily. No bullets or guns
shooting.
at all.
We're not throwing anything at anybody.
So the topic we want to talk about is those drive-bys or parades that you do for people. We had one for Aiden on his birthday on May 1st. He was so excited, and I don't want to ruin the story. Evelyn tells it so much better, so I'm gonna let her do it.
No, I'm just gonna say a little backstory about it. So obviously, when these things became a thing, it was during this pandemic, right?
Yes.
You started to hear about the teachers that were doing these really cool parades for their students, going through the streets of their students, so that way their students knew, even though that they were home, the teachers still cared about them, and they were parading through their streets. And I just thought, God, that's so cute.
And then we also saw pictures of people like standing outside of hospitals where like some girls inside giving birth to their grandchildren, but they can't go in because of COVID, so they're outside. So even simple things like that.
It's a little bit of a parade.
Yeah,
it absolutely is. So this was happening. There's a lot of babies being born, which means there's a lot of people with birthdays at this time. So we know a lot of people that have had birthdays during quarantine. In fact, our oldest daughter had her 17th birthday basically under the first week of quarantine.
Yes.
Julene, we had a big plan for her, for her campaign. We couldn't do it. We ended up having less than 10 people here at our house. At that time, it was you could still have 10 people at your house.
Yeah.
And then the rules changed to no, you can only have those who live in your house at your house to celebrate or do anything. So when that happened, a lot of people had to take to the streets, and we were involved in a couple of these awesome, cute little birthday parades.
They were fun, and we're not going far, but we're all in the suburban, all packed out.
Oh my gosh! And the thing is you think about it, and your friends like, hey, if you're up for it, will you come by my house? We're doing a birthday parade.
Drive by.
Why wouldn't we?
Yeah.
What else are we doing? So Aiden's in the car with us when we do this one for our neighbor who just moved to another neighborhood. And he says to us as we're doing this drive-by, and he's just like, wow, this is so cool. This is so cool. And he's like, man, do you think I would get a birthday parade? And he's kind of speaking out loud, not directly to us. And then he's like, I don't know if I'm special enough for that.
I think he was putting two and two together like, well, if this goes on for a couple more weeks, it's going to be my birthday.
Yeah.
If something like this, would people do this for me?
But when he said, I don't know if I'm special enough, I know he was kind of half-heartedly joking, but I was like, what the F? Does my kid really think he's not special enough for a parade? But I was like, oh my God, this is a lot of work. Okay. Can we make this work? He's only got he moved to school this year. His friends are in kind of different places. Would that even work? And I was like, oh my God, how could we make this work? Because my son cannot think he's not freaking special. And of course, your kid is special if they don't get a little parade too. But I was very concerned at that moment. Then you and I talked to each other, and we knew we were getting him a really thoughtful gift this year.
Yes, which we can talk about later. Yeah, yes. We waited on, but
we waited on because until he was 12 to give him this particular gift. So I was like, you know what? He's going to get this gift, and he's not going to care if he has a parade or not.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
Yeah, I was like, he's not going to care if he gets a parade or not because he's going to be so excited about this gift, and it's not an expensive gift, but it's just a gift. And you looked at me and you were like, "Are we organizing a parade?" Like a day before.
It was
a day before.
And that's the interesting thing about it was I thought about it. Okay, it was Thursday, his birthday was Friday, and everybody's coming over on Saturday. So do I
hold on.
Let your daughter in. Go ahead, I'll keep talking. Do I coordinate it for Friday when it's actually his birthday? Or do I coordinate it for Saturday? So I think more people might show up. But with the quarantine, everybody's at home with no school and no work. So I decided, I think, Friday would probably be best. So on I'm not lying, Thursday morning, late morning, early afternoon, I put out all the feelers. And I got a response back that was amazing. I had our friends from Laguna Beach came out. Good couple people, some friends from Corona came out. But they didn't just come out one car. They came out with like 2 cars because all their kids are older and they can drive. So they have their car with the parents and then they have the car with the kids. And then they had so it was
crazy great.
It was so cool.
The best. No, it was so sweet to see all these kids who grew up together.
And we didn't ask for anything. I just said, if you guys meet here, we're going to start driving at this time. All I want you to do is drive by, yell, scream, honk your horn. That's it. Just tell Aiden happy birthday. But they came with signs, gift cards, balloons, trumpet playing.
Yes, trumpets. They came with a trumpet.
It was so great. And I'm so happy that it turned out. And I guess the reason we wanted to bring this up is who's been a part of this? What have you done? We've done the parades, we've done drive-bys. What else is happening?
I mean, you have to be creative right now. There are so many people graduating from high school.
I was going to say, what did Cassie just do? Didn't Cassie just go somewhere and be in a parade for something?
Yes, Cassie just came back right now and walked in the door. She went out there. So our local high school students from all over Riverside County and Riverside, really, just general, were collecting their cap and gowns right now.
To not walk. They can't graduate. They're
going to get their cap and gowns, but they can't, they don't have a chance to have that, I guess, a graduation. Just have people in front of them. Anyway, Cassie just came back from a really cool thing. Our next door neighbor asked if our girls or our kids at all wanted to be involved with a parade, a car parade. They were going to go, and they don't have high school seniors or anything like that, but they were going to go and support all the seniors who were picking up their cap and gowns.
Yeah, and they had a window this morning of any time they could pick up. So there was a bunch of people just in sitting around the parking lot or something. I don't know. Let's ask Cassie. What happened, Cassie?
How did it go this morning?
So it was very fun, very, very fun.
What'd you do?
So, well, we lost all the balloons.
On the car that you were decorating? Okay.
And we did some paint that goes on the car windows.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
And it was really cool because
you wrote notes like senior strong and stuff like that. Yeah.
We wrote congratulations seniors.
Where'd you drive by?
We drove by everywhere.
Oh, like a bunch of houses?
Yeah.
No, high schools.
Oh,
all the
just a bunch of high schools.
Yeah.
Oh.
And so we drove all the way to downtown Riverside. We drove all the way back. Then we got some snacks and we ran back to King High School, which is pretty far.
Yeah.
That's where your big sister goes.
Yeah.
Yep.
That is cool. That is really, really cool.
And they did a parade while the kids were getting their cap and gowns.
Yeah.
So the kids were there getting their cap and gowns, knowing they're not going to get a big graduation until maybe later, or we don't even know. It's still up in the air.
It's probably not going to happen. Let's be honest.
Oh, stop it! They're still saying it could happen.
Yes, it
late
could.
Summer,
which is 100% fine, and I hope it does for the people that want it.
Yeah.
But I think it should be because it's going to be fresh still. I think it should be more of an optional thing. Which it always is.
It's going to be because kids are going to college.
Yeah, but you feel pressured.
I want a graduation. If I was a senior, I'd be like, give me my freaking graduation. I worked hard for this.
Because you worked hard for it. And you were valedictorian.
I wasn't valedictorian.
Oh, you were class president. And you were all this stuff. And then there's everybody else. Not everybody else, but there's a lot of people that are
people work really hard for their graduation.
They do, but sometimes it's just a struggle. And people just, that 3-hour ceremony when you're sitting there with one person to care about, is it worth it?
Had 5 people at school. That's different.
We'll talk about this later, but beside the point.
When you had to freaking go,
I hope they don't pressure people into making them feel like they have to go.
Okay,
I hope it's an optional
side
thing.
note.
I hope it's an optional thing because it's going to be uncomfortable with that many people around to sit there and for that long of a time.
That's silly.
No, it's
That's
not.
so silly.
No, it's not.
We're going to do it when our daughter graduates next year.
If they let us.
We will. That's silly. Okay. We're going to be there for 3 hours if we have to be.
I found next week's topic.
That's so dumb. My parents sat there for my damn graduation, and thank God they did for a few hours because I worked hard for that graduation, and these kids worked hard, and they're not going to get recognized the same way.
Not taking anything from it. Not taking anything away from it at all.
I don't understand your optional caca.
No, I just
that doesn't make sense.
No, I just don't want. I want people to feel like they still have the option, whether or not they still get everything. If they don't want to go walk because they're still worried about the virus, but
they don't have to go if you think the virus.
That's
is
what
there.
I'm saying. I'm saying I hope people aren't pressured because
you made it sound like it was they were pressured because they didn't want to go and be there for 3 hours.
Oh well, that too. But a little bit of both.
You just don't.
A little bit of both, but more for the coronavirus.
What's this inner working? We need to talk about your graduation that you didn't apparently like.
It was just boring. Mine was only an hour, thank God. I only had 60 people. Oh. You had 17,000 people.
We had 942.
And how many hours was it?
A couple hours.
How many?
A couple hours.
How many? Just 2?
2.5. Maybe.
Really? That's it?
Maybe 3. I don't think so.
Oh my God! Every graduation we've ever been to has been 3+.
Yeah, it was long, but it was not.
If it's not,
it was worth it, Chris.
If it's not the length of an Avengers movie, I'm not going.
It was the length of an Avengers movie.
No, it was the length of
the
length of a Kevin Costner's 1980s movie.
I don't know. I don't remember any Kevin Costner in 1980s movies.
Dances with Wolves, The Postman, Waterworld.
I'm doing a giant eye roll right now.
All right, let's end the show.
Okay, please, for the love of God. Anyway, we hope that you're enjoying your quarantine and you're at least celebrating those that you love and giving them something special, because it's so important to make them feel like this isn't something they're doing by themselves, and they need to know, just like our kid did.
Yeah.
It's a birthday. It doesn't mean any less that we can't have a little party for you. Look at how cool that was. Our son's overall, the last thing you need to know is our son was so happy. He was overjoyed by that day. And to just see people's faces drive by made it all worthwhile.
It was so cool. Here, open up your beer. You can make the noise now. It's fine. I want to cheers to my wife. We haven't killed the kid yet. Cheers.
12 years.
12 years for one of them, 17 for the other, and 9 for one.
God, we're doing good.
We're doing okay. Don't jinx it.
We're doing really good.
Cheers. Cinco de Drinko. Happy birthday, LJ.
Cinco de Drinko. Happy birthday, my brother.
And if you're listening to this from the bottom of my heart, thank you. Because this is what we do. This is what we do. And if we can do it as a family, then that's going to make our lives easier and happier. So I really do appreciate you listening.
And if you didn't know, this is definitely a mental health check for us.
Yeah. This is something we need to make sure that we're doing weekly for us too.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, all right, this is funner.com. Chris_Donovan on Twitter. Evelyn E. Rivas, like Chuck E. Cheeses.
Yeah, ERIVES.
Across platforms. And until next time,
we'll catch you later.
Conversate with us. Conversate with us.
Thank you for listening to Conversate with us.
Okay, round 2. Name something that's not boring.
A laundry? Ooh, a book club. Computer solitaire, huh?
Ah, sorry, we were looking for Chumba Casino. That's right, ChumbaCasino.com has over 100 casino-style games. Join today and play for free for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. ChumbaCasino.com.
No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+ terms and conditions apply. See website for details.